Hey there! Welcome back to TechBros. Today, we're diving into a topic that might seem like science fiction, but is in fact a chilling reality: thermobaric weapons. These munitions have the terrifying power to potentially kill everyone inside a hardened building or a cave without damaging the exterior. It's a topic that's straight out of nightmares, so let's explore the shocking world of thermobaric weapons together. The terrifying power of thermobaric weapons. Imagine a weapon so powerful that it can indiscriminately kill and injure people hidden behind corners, inside caves, or in trenches. These are the horrors unleashed by thermobaric weapons. The concept behind them is deceptively simple. Unlike traditional bombs, thermobaric weapons create a two-part explosion. The mechanism behind thermobaric explosions. The initial explosion disperses a highly flammable fuel into the target area. This fuel, when atomized, becomes highly combustible when mixed with oxygen. As the explosion consumes all available oxygen in the surrounding area, it creates a massive pressure differential, resulting in a deadly shockwave. This shockwave can bypass covers, doors, hallways, and tunnels, causing indiscriminate carnage. The deadly consequences. Vacuum bombs unleashed. These weapons are so destructive that they have earned the grim nickname vacuum bombs. The shockwave they generate can cause unimaginable devastation to both military and civilian populations. The uncontrollable nature of these weapons has led to debates about whether they should be banned from the battlefield. But just how many countries possess these devastating weapons, and how often are they employed in combat? The answers to these questions are shocking. Thermobaric weapons have gained popularity as the chemistry behind them becomes better understood. The chemistry of destruction. To appreciate the terrifying capabilities of thermobaric weapons, let's delve deeper into the chemistry that drives their devastation. When a traditional bomb explodes, its explosive power is limited by factors like the weight of the explosive and the distance from the target. However, in the case of thermobaric weapons, there is a crucial element at play: oxygen. Oxygen is needed to fuel an explosion, and it's naturally present in the surrounding air. The ingenious mechanism of thermobaric explosions. Thermobaric weapons turn this concept on its head. These munitions create a two-part explosion. The first explosion is used to spread a highly flammable fuel around a particular area. Now, this fuel is not your ordinary gasoline. It's more akin to the solid-state fuel used in long-range rockets. Once this fuel becomes atomized in the initial explosion, it becomes highly combustible when mixed with oxygen. Unmasking vacuum bombs. As the explosion consumes all the oxygen in the immediate vicinity to fuel itself, it creates a massive pressure differential. This pressure wave can bypass all types of cover and concealment by going over and through doors, hallways, tunnels, and trenches, creating the deadly vacuum. Hence, these weapons are informally known as vacuum bombs. Consequences of indiscriminate carnage. The shockwave from thermobaric weapons can cause catastrophic destruction to both military and civilian populations. Unlike traditional munitions that can be directed more precisely, thermobaric weapons leave no room for control once they are launched. This lack of control makes them a highly contentious weapon that some argue should be banned from the battlefield altogether. Global deployment and impact. But just how widespread are thermobaric weapons? The truth is unsettling. Thermobaric weapons have become increasingly popular over the years as the chemical process behind them becomes more understood. Developing these munitions is much more complex than one might think, requiring extensive trial and error involving different kinds of fuel and deployment methods. The United States, for example, possesses various thermobaric munitions, although they are used sparingly and require high-level authorization due to the risk of civilian casualties. In fact, the US military has been advocating the precision munitions since the later half of the 20th century. Still, there are instances when a powerful indiscriminate weapon is deemed necessary. Precision versus power. Precision munitions are the hallmark of modern warfare, allowing military forces to hit specific targets with incredible accuracy. However, there are situations where the destructive power of a thermobaric weapon can be more effective than a precision strike, especially when dealing with hidden enemy positions. Both air and ground units in the United States military have access to various thermobaric weapons. For example, the Hellfire missile, originally designed as an anti-tank weapon, can be equipped with a thermobaric warhead, allowing it to target hidden enemies in caves or tunnels. Russia's embrace of thermobaric weapons. One of Russia's most notable thermobaric weapons is the TOS-1, mounted on a T-72 chassis, which can fire thermobaric warheads with an effective range of several kilometers. This vehicle is instantly recognizable with its distinctive 24 rocket launcher on top of its chassis. But Russia's commitment to thermobaric weapons doesn't end with heavy vehicles. They have also developed man-portable systems like the RPO Shmel, known as the Bumblebee, which is extensively used in small unit firepower. This disposable system has become a mainstay in the Russian military, with prolific use in conflicts in Afghanistan, Chechnya, Georgia, and Ukraine. Aerial thermobaric weapons. Russia's arsenal extends to aerial thermobaric bombs, with one of the most prolific being the ODB-500. This bomb has been in service since at least the 1990s and has been used extensively throughout conflicts, particularly in Ukraine. The ODB-500 is Russia's weapon of choice for targeting underground shelters and has been used against civilian populations. Ukraine's response. Thankfully, Ukraine has developed its response to thermobaric weapons, countering Russian aggression with their own innovative tactics. Ukrainian forces have been known to drop thermobaric grenades, such as the RGT-27S, from drones onto Russian armored vehicles, inflicting significant damage. The origin of thermobaric weapons. The origin of thermobaric weapons is shrouded in mystery. Some claim that the Germans experimented with rudimentary thermobaric armaments during World War II, but there's little concrete evidence to support these claims. Beyond a few photographs of unknown equipment and second-hand accounts, there is no substantial proof of German-produced thermobaric weapons. The first documentation. The first documented thermobaric weapon was developed by the United States during the tail end of the Vietnam War. Known as the CBU-55, these thermobaric weapons were designed to address the challenge of destroying North Vietnamese Army or NVA and Viet Cong tunnel complexes that conventional bombs couldn't reach. The initial combat trials of the CBU-55 were promising, but full-scale production was halted when the US withdrew combat forces from Vietnam in 1973. A world of destruction and uncertainty. The development and deployment of thermobaric weapons have created a world of destruction and uncertainty on the modern battlefield. These devastating munitions, with their ability to bypass cover and inflict indiscriminate carnage, raise ethical and moral questions about their use in warfare. While the United States employs thermobaric weapons with caution, Russia has made them a cornerstone of its military strategy. The extensive Russian arsenal includes heavy vehicles like the TOS-1, man-portable systems like the RPO Shmel, and aerial bombs like the ODB-500. And that wraps up our in-depth exploration of thermobaric weapons, a chilling reality in the world of military technology. What are your thoughts on these devastating munitions and their impact on modern warfare? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like and subscribe to TechBros for more thought-provoking content like this. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for our next episode.